Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Patriot Podcast presented by Patriot Press. I'm Ashley Brace.
And I'm Thomas Reed. We're super excited to be here.
This is your spot for all things campus life, pop culture, and behind-the-scenes Patriot Press fun. And yes, there might be some debate, some laughs, and maybe even a little chaos.
Today's episode is all about introducing ourselves, what we do, and giving you a sneak peek at one of our coolest projects, the wonderful silver screen.
Let's start with our latest campus news. Beginning right here on the Ocala campus, on Wednesday, March 25th from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m., there will be our Uno tournament happening in the Patriot Cafe in Building 5. There will be mystery prizes, giveaways, and snacks. So if you got some time in between your classes and feel like getting a little competitive with some cards, this might be the event for you.
Over on the Citrus campus on Monday, March 23rd, there's Uncover the Hidden Treasures of Academic Success, also known as the Tutoring Scavenger Hunt. Students will visit different stations, complete mini challenges connected to tutoring services, and collect points for prizes like gift cards and CF swag. There will also be snacks and music.
Then on Wednesday, March 25th, Citrus will be hosting Waffle Wednesday at the Pavilion from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Warm waffles, toppings, and midweek happiness. That's the pitch.
And that's your campus news brief for the month of March after spring break.
Before we move on to our feature, let's get into our pop culture and trend talk. Whenever anyone asks what's trending, it's usually something chaotic, weird, or surprisingly cool. One thing people have been talking about recently is Markiplier's Iron Lung movie. I won't give away any spoilers for those who haven't seen the film yet, but the indie horror film adaptation, based on the video game of the same name, has done very well and turned heads in the film industry. As of late February, the film has grossed nearly $50 million worldwide, which is huge for an indie production.
And speaking of video game movie adaptations, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is set to premiere very soon on April 1st. The film is a sequel to 2023's animated Super Mario Bros. Film by Nintendo and Illumination. As the title suggests, this one will primarily be based on the Super Mario Galaxy video games, originally released on the Wii system in 2007 and 2010, and re-released for the Nintendo Switch this past fall. It's set to introduce beloved characters to the film universe, such as Rosalina, voiced by Brie Larson, and Yoshi, who is inexplicably being voiced by Donald Glover. As the last entry grossed over $1 billion worldwide, this is very likely to be another tentpole family blockbuster for Universal. As a huge fan of the Mario series, and especially the Galaxy games, I'm very excited.
And before we move on, we also wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple of up-and-coming student YouTubers whose videos I've been enjoying lately. Shout out to Mira Ez and It's a J. That is a capital M, capital I, capital R, capital A, capital I, capital I, capital I, capital Z, and lowercase z. And capital I, T, S, A, underscore, J, A, Y. Their videos are very fun, creative, and honestly just very entertaining to watch. It's always cool seeing other young creators putting stuff out there, so if you're into gaming content, funny edits, or just supporting smaller creators, definitely check them out. Consider this your official Patriot Press Creator Spotlight. Now let's talk about one of our latest Patriot Press projects, the wonderful Silver Screen. This is a short film that the Patriot Press staff created to open the 66th annual FCSPA Conference, which was hosted this past November at our Ocala campus. The film follows Thomas, portraying a fictionalized version of himself, who attends an anniversary screening of a classic monster movie shot in fictionalized Ocala. While at the theater, a mysterious force takes him back in time to face his role in the legacy of the college. The project celebrates both the history of filmmaking in Ocala and the long tradition of student journalism connected to the FCSPA Conference. If you want to check it out, it's available now on both the Patriot Press and the Mind of Thomas YouTube channels.
While the FCSPA Conference is primarily centered around journalism, the 2025 event had an old Hollywood theme. That theme connects to the history of several films shot at Silver Springs and Ocala, including the Universal classic monster movie, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Around that same time period, both CF and the FCSPA Conference were beginning to take shape. From there, several ideas were considered for how those elements could be used in a story. There was also strong interest in creating a follow-up to Deadline, the 2024 conference video. In that film, Thomas, me, was trying to solve a murder mystery on campus, tying into that year's conference theme of murder mystery. The character has also appeared in several short films on my YouTube channel, which feature the same fictionalized version of myself going on a variety of adventures. Because of a request for a follow-up and a streamlined production, we at the team decided to use that character again as the protagonist, this time placing him in a story that includes traveling to the past during the course of the film.
I have to say, one of the most fun parts of the film was a creature called the Aquatic Thing, which is a little tribute to the classic monster movies that we were kind of going based off of. Thomas originally came up with the concept for the creature, and I had the honor of being able to create the final design for her, as well as the fictional movie poster that appears in the film advertising the anniversary screening. I also had the opportunity to play the Aquatic Thing in the film, which was super, super awesome. Luckily, I already had a foam latex mask and a costume from when I went dressed as the creature from the Black Lagoon for Halloween a few years prior. So we had that on hand and we decided to use that for the character. Filming the scenes for the Aquatic Thing was definitely memorable. The water in the Rainbow River where we filmed was absolutely freezing, and the costume I was wearing was basically the thinnest morph suit imaginable. So moving around and filming in those conditions was a little bit of a challenge. I was also worried the mask would have gotten a little damage in the water, but thankfully it survived and it's still usable. Another major part of the process was securing filming locations and coordinating schedules. We filmed scenes at Silver Springs State Park, the Marion Theater, and a family friends riverside swimming area connected to the Rainbow River, where we had our scenes for our movie within a movie, as well as several locations on the Ocala campus and some at-home setups for other scenes. Getting permissions for some of those places took a lot of coordination. Silver Springs required contacting several people over the course of a few months before we were able to arrange filming. As for the Marion Theater, I went in person to speak to the manager, who was super incredibly kind and supportive and allowed us to film there for the school project. Scheduling was another challenge. Even though we had a little more time compared to 2024's video, we still had to refine and cut down some ideas to make sure the project was finished in time for the conference.
And I still ended up having to pull like 3 all-nighters in a row, down to the minute, down to the wire, getting the film done before the screening.
I remember that. I remember the day before the conference, you came in so tired. I was like, I got it, guys, we're done.
I thought I was gonna collapse when I arrived with the thumb drive with the video on it. I was ready to just fall down right there.
Oh, yeah, but it paid off. It looks fantastic. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, projects like this end up being a big learning experience for everyone involved. Beyond writing and acting, students get experience with camera work, directing, editing, and production planning. Everyone has a different role during production. I handled a lot of the filming, editing, and directing. Amber helped with camera work, and Ashley focused on organizing meetings, coordinating schedules with filming partners, securing permissions, as she just talked about, as well as helping bring the Aquatic Thing to life. The entire project took a little under a year, although scheduling and planning took up a big part of that timeline. So we had about, 6 to 8 months to film and complete the project before the conference. Projects like this show that being involved in a campus publication like Patriot Press can go beyond traditional journalism. Students can gain experience with multimedia storytelling, filmmaking, photography, editing, and creative production. It's also a good opportunity to collaborate with other students and build skills that translate into careers in media and communications.
And sometimes it also means standing in a freezing river dressed as a lime green fish stick. So if you're curious about the project, again, you can go check out the wonderful silver screen and deadline on both channels for yourself. Again, that's the Patriot Press, ThePatriotPress, and The Mind of Thomas, TheMindofThomas on YouTube.
And no spaces in between the Mind of and Thomas on my channel name.
Thank you for correcting that, because I completely forgot when I was typing.
Common mistake people make. I probably should change it, but it's too late now.
It makes it stand out. Alrighty. And that wraps up this week's episode. Between indie horror blowing up, campus events, and putting a spotlight on young creators, there's always something interesting happening if you're paying attention.
And if you've got something you think we should talk about next time, feel free to send it our way and reach out to us at patepress@cf.edu, or reach out to our Instagram, CF Patriot Press.
Thank you for joining us this week. We'll be back next time with more news, more trends, and more stories. Until then, stay creative and stay curious. My name is Ashley Bryce.
Until next time, I'm Thomas Reed.